We're gonna take out the nice gloves. We're gonna get into the punching gloves. Here we go, man. Let's start with this weekend's fights. We're gonna break down 3 fights that are in this card. One of them is Seniesa Estrada versus Marlen Esparza. Let's talk a little bit about it, and I'm gonna ask you guys with some questions. But let's go. What do you guys think about that fight?
I think it's there's a rivalry that's been brewing for a while, right, between them. I think my favorite thing is when I see a video of what's her name, Marlen, kind of like mocking her. Right?
Mocking her.
She thinks she's Roy Jones or something. So,
man, did you watch the Instagram?
She had a baby, now she's back. So yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this fight, man. I do favor Estrada.
Yeah, and here's my point of view on this, man. Is that Seniesa has never trained more than 2 weeks for a fight. She's always since she's been with Golden Boy.
Right.
If you follow her career, it's always you're fighting in 2 weeks in TJ, or we just got you an opponent last minute. We just got you an opponent last minute. We just got you an opponent last minute. Right? She has a full. This fight had been brewing for a while. Right. I had heard something about this maybe 4 weeks ago. Right?
Yeah.
5 weeks ago.
That was 5 weeks ago. Yeah.
So over a month ago. So she's going in to a full camp.
Mm-hmm.
She's moving up in weight. Right?
Yep.
So she doesn't have to worry about being dry, having to lose any extra strength to try to cut weight, to try to make weight. She's moving up a division, and she's getting a full camp. Honestly, I think she's gonna knock Esparza out. I got her knocking her out.
Hey, bro, I'm not asking for the prediction. I just want you to talk about the fight. But I'm going to say something. Willie Romero says Estrada destroys Esparza. Jaime Cosecho, if you come here on Sundays at 10 a.m., I do the Zumba class, bro. But somebody said Texas versus California. Awesome. That's Ralphie Gonzalez saying that. So, I mean...
And Texas fighters got to come to California to train, so what are you saying?
Exactly, right? This is where the Mecca is.
But Texas is hot right now.
Virgil Ortiz is here. Tanahara is here. All these fighters come from Texas
as well.
Well, he's,
no,
New Orleans.
Louisiana.
I think he did live in Texas for a while. Or
maybe if he would have claimed Texas instead of New Orleans.
Okay, but let me ask you, and to me, it's a fight that's been brewing, but I think this fight got made after the whole exposure that Showtime gave us and Tom Laufer have given us, where they've been pushing a lot of this female fighting. And after we got the T-Rex versus the Hammer, I think that's when everybody said, because this fight was not going to happen, man. They were saying they were going to build it up for 1 more year. And all of a sudden, after that fight, we're talking about now we're going to get this fight going. And to me, it was kind of interesting, bro, because I felt like they were going to really fight. I talked to, I think, Esparza's manager or handler, and he was like, well, no, we're looking somewhere else to fight somewhere else. And so that was about 4 months ago. They weren't even looking at Estrada. So that's what I'm saying. To me, it seems like all this female boxing right now is starting to get a lot of things bubbling for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So is there going to be a lot of things going, or what? Oh, give me another one, please, bro. So do you think whose pedigree is going to show more? One of them has is Olympic pedigree. Another one has a great amateur career, which is Estrada. Well, both of them have a good amateur, right? But which pedigree will shine more that night?
I think Anthony thinks it's going to be Seniesa Estrada, but I think the thing that's interesting, if you watch the Instagram exchange that the two of them had, they did say, although you can't find it officially really published anywhere, they said they're going to fight 3-minute rounds.
Oh, yeah?
Are you serious?
So they
10 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, they had an Instagram exchange where they were trying to do a Q&A with each other, and it quickly devolved. I think they only got through about 2 questions on the Q&A before they started to attack each other. And Marlen Esparza was saying that, for instance, she wasn't even good enough to make it to the Olympics, which is why she turned professional and things like that. So they were going back and forth like that. But one of the questions that did come up as part of the Q&A was how many rounds will you be fighting? And they said that the agreement was 10 3-minute rounds. And I haven't found that officially anywhere aside from their exchange on Instagram. But they did claim they're doing it.
Okay, I got Willie Romero saying, what is you guys' take on girls fighting 3-minute rounds? So I think, and he's part of that team, right?
Yeah.
So there's a high possibility. If it is, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna praise both of them, bro, because I've been calling for that because they're asking for the same pay, right? Female fighters are asking for the same pay as the male fighters, but we have championship fights are 10 rounds, and it's 2-minute rounds. So I'm like, if you want to get the pay, get the same amount of rounds, get the same amount of minutes.
The reason I want that is just to create more action and more knockouts. I know it's a bad thing to say in this year having a lot of losses, but a lot of lost lives in the ring. But
But to your point, one of the things that I mentioned on Sunday was if they're fighting 3-minute rounds, just think of how the dynamics of the women's division would have changed. There's a very good chance that Katie Taylor wouldn't have made it out her last fight if they were fighting 3-minute rounds. Amanda Serrano may have won by first-round knockout if they were fighting 3-minute rounds in her last fight. Clarissa probably would have stopped Christina Hammer. So I think we would have seen... and obviously that's all speculation, but I do think, it's all speculation, but the signs were there that would happen. And if you go to 3-minute rounds, then to Stax's point, calling it a knockout, there's a chance we could see a knockout in that fight.
There's also that argument that if they go 3-minute rounds, they know that therefore they're not going to go all out. That's, I think, one of the arguments is that they go is to create more action, kind of like the amateurs, but I don't think so. I think they need to go 3-minute rounds.
We've had a lot of women on the show, and every time a woman is on, a fighter, I should say, and you ask their opinion, their response is generally, actually every fighter that's ever been on our show has said that's what we train for. Mm-hmm. We train for 3-minute rounds.
And I like that. I mean, I have a lot of respect for all the female fighters because they're a fighter, like you said. They're a fighter, and I don't think they're opposed to it, but there must be something with the sanctioning bodies, and that's why they push it, right, for those... Or the commissions. Yeah. Who does it? The commission or the sanctioning bodies?
Well,
probably a little both.
Yeah,
a little bit of both, right?
Probably both. But, one thing I'll say so people don't think I'm talking out of the side of my mouth, I've recently talked about decreasing overall roundage in fights as well and thought that might be a good idea. But I'll add that all I'm saying is that I think men and women should fight the same duration of a fight. So, like, if men fight 8 rounds... for championship fights, which I'm not necessarily opposed to, then I think women should fight 8 rounds for championship fights.
Fernando Pimentel says, some inside info, Estrada told me in August, that, August 5th, that Golden wanted that fight to make sure that Marlen loses and they could drop her.
So,
some inside stuff.
That's the scoop.
So with Fernando, to piggyback on that, man, I had heard she was supposed to fight her on the Jaime Munguia card and at StubHub Center, and Marlen didn't want to fight her in California. So that's why they moved it to the Canelo card. Yeah.
Is that going to be the opener?
No. That's like the one before the...
Well, it's not pay-per-view anymore. No. So there's it's the zone. So it's just a full card. It doesn't really matter. It's just a bunch of fights. Yeah. Carol
agrees with myself and you, Sean, about being equal on the rounds and stuff like that. Carol, big shout out to Carol.
We all agree.
Sal Soon. What's up, Sal? Sal with SG Boxing. I'm gonna do a little plug for you. Yesterday they cut a deal. We got Villalobos. Oh, I don't know if I could announce. No, I'm not gonna announce it for you, bro. I'll let you steal that thunder. You could announce it, bro. No, but there was something that was happening, bro. I was about to announce it. There's
spoiler alert.
Female fight, bro. There's gonna be a good female fight. I'm not gonna steal it from him, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, hit that share button. All right. But okay, so we're talking about the pedigree. Who has a better pedigree, bro?
I'm gonna have to go with Esparza.
Yeah, you have to.
Esparza
does Olympics.
Yep.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean. Look, Terence Crawford didn't go Olympics and he beat that guy from Diaz, who was a gold medalist, right? That doesn't mean you're automatically going to win the fight. No.
Sinesa's been a professional for a long time. She has a lot of fights.
She has double the fights, bro. She's double the fights.
Lomachenko lost to Salido.
And I was about to steal your thunder.
2-time, one of the greatest amateur, boxers ever. Yeah.
Okay. And did Estrada get more attention by Marlen after Estrada captured that title in Mexicali? You think that's when Marlen said, you know what, I'm gonna get on? Because remember, it was like they were avoiding each other.
Is this the beef like from a while back?
I don't think it has to do with that bout, because that WBC, that silver title is not even up for it. This is a whole different one.
It's a division, right?
An interim, a WBA interim in a different division. Sinesa's moving up in weight, so I don't necessarily think it had anything to do with that. I just think you got two Golden Boy fighters, and they got to get this fight made. Yeah. There's not a lot of fighters out here, female fighters out here in LA, to choose from. The pool's not real big for them to choose from, and it's like pay them the money and let them go at it, or pay money to bring somebody in from outside, from another country, and it's kind of like that's not what the fans want to see, though. The fans. They know what this beef is. It's been an ongoing social media beef for a while. That's what we want to see.
And if the fight's close and competitive, maybe it's a rematch next to zone card. If one of them blows each other out, maybe they're a fixture and undercards. It's something, like Christy Martin. Remember her? I remember her.
Yeah,
she kind of made it like popular, right? Like that was the one I remember. But that's what we need, and I think they're gonna deliver a great fight. Yeah.
I have one more question, but I'm gonna make the comment that Fernando Pimentel's bringing up. The Marlen Seniesa beef has been a whole different level, a whole different beast. No belts or anything needed. They just hate each other. Is that true?
Yeah, if you go into their Instagram post that I was talking about, that Q&A, Marlen in particular gets pretty detailed about why she has a distaste for Seniesa and where that comes from, and it goes all the way back to when Seniesa was first signed with Golden Boy. It's not like not anything new.
Who's the one that seems like more ruffled out of the two? Like
who more ruffled?
More bothered,
who gets more bothered about the beef?
I think Marlen is. At the end of the video, you could tell Seniesa got a little bit heated and was like,
she just split. Yeah, she cut out.
fake lips and split. But I mean, you can tell that Marlen was like, you can tell she's more worked up about the fight. Like she's more rough, like you said, ruffled over this.
Okay. All right. So let me go. Let me give you guys the last question on this one. What does each one of them have to do better than the other to win the fight?
Land more punches.
Yeah.
That's it? Land more punches for you?
I think they're kind of similar styles in a way, so I think it's just the one who wants it the most, I think.
And they fought similar opponents, and Senesa's looked a lot better against similar opponents. It seems like Marlen just doesn't have that power. I don't see her hurting Seniesa, even though Senesa's a smaller fighter and she's moving up in weight. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I mean, with her having a baby, a year or so, and carrying, her body's not the same as it once was.
Did she have a fight since then, though?
I think she may have had
one,
she did.
Right? She had a fight.
But, she's going up against top-level competition against Seniesa, and I don't see her. I don't see her hurting her or beating her. I think Seniesa wants it more.
I think they both want it the same.
Right.
I'm not really on board with that cliche. They both want it the same, but they won't both be as prepared as each other. The big thing that I can't take away from it is I've never seen either of them fight a professional fight with 3-minute rounds. So that'll be the difference. It's going to be a lot of it could come down to people's stamina.
Scary. Don't even say it.
No, don't even say it, bro. No. Jaime Costecho's my hero, bro. Just read it, bro. I can't say that out loud, bro. Jaime. I'm gonna send you a hat, bro, just for that comment, bro. Because you're bad, dude.
And he also said that I was finally good for something. I'm a waiter.
Yeah. Okay. So let me.
But you know what though? The only thing I am gonna say is that maybe Seniesa, if you're listening, maybe you can have Nicolette walk you in the ring.
Ooh.
Who's that?
Nicolette Adams is the female fighter from Great Britain. She's the ex, Marlen's ex.
Oh, hey.
We went there somewhere.
Hey, Jaime Costecho, he was stacks all over, man.
Let her walk her in the ring. You guys walk in together.
Yeah.
What's up with Clarissa Shield? What's her situation right now? I don't know, bro. What her situation is? She's looking for an opponent. Her fight got canceled, bro.
She said boxing doesn't deserve her, so she can just go to the MMA as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's what the T-Rex said. All right. So what is...
A prediction?
Do better. Yeah, no.
I said just whoever wants it more.
All right,
I don't really.
All right.
The one and one. I think they both want it the same. But like I said, Regis Taylor. I think the guy who I honestly don't think that Regis left everything in the ring. It's whoever leaves everything in the ring.
So whoever leaves everything in the ring is going to win that fight.
It seemed like he fought a little cautious.
Yeah, I think Taylor left everything in the ring, man.
You fight cautious when you get hit hard by other people.
Exactly. They keep you honest.
Yeah.
They keep you
exactly.
Yeah, Taylor won that inside game, man. I was like, whoa.
Let's get to another beef that's happening. This beef, the Brood down September 15th. No, dude, we're gonna predict them later.
We'll predict later.
No, I want to predict them later, bro.
Okay,
no more predictions for me till the end. I'll wait.
Yeah. Wait up for the prediction. No, this is Robert Garcia. This is not Roberto. This is Robert. What's up, Robert? All right. No, I know when Roberto jumps on because
he's less of a shout out.
Yeah,
it's like.
No. Hey, Robert gets a big shout out too. Robert, he's another Garcia. But here we go. I'm going to go with another beef that started September 15 weekend, which is Ryan Garcia versus Romero Duno. All right? Power and speed versus straight power. That's what I think. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think about that fight?
Man, all I know is that Memo Heredia is training He's Duno's strength and conditioning coach. So I think the speed is going to be. I think Ryan's speed is going to make the difference.
That's what they say, right? Speed beats power.
Yeah.
Speed beats power. Timing beats speed. I think when you look at it, Ryan's kind of touched this level before, and ever since he's trained with Eddie Reynoso, he's kind of gone back and started building up again. And so you've seen examples of him like versus Jason Velez and Carlos Morales, where he's been at there and he's come out successful, even though they were both very challenging fights for him at that point in his career. Now he's got a couple fights with Eddie Reynoso, and it could be that again he's real fast.
Now, Ruben Cuellar says timing beats speed.
Yeah,
He does.
that's the old adage, right? Speed beats power, timing beats speed.
I've studied Duno for a long time.
Okay.
I remember I wrote an article about him before he fought Chimpas.
Uh-huh.
And some people walking into the Belasco that night, and I'm like, look, man, this kid's only loss is to a Russian cat, and he shouldn't have lost that fight. He lost the decision in Russia for a youth title, for a European youth title. He shouldn't have lost that fight. He should be undefeated. It's a dangerous fight. Put Chimpas down, right? If he can withstand the punches early on, if he can withstand the speed, quickness that Ryan's going to hit him with, and Ryan doesn't stop him in the first 3 rounds, I think it's going to be a long night. I'm not saying Ryan's going to lose. What I'm saying is
it could be a long night.
His heart and his will to want to win is really going to be tested. That intestinal fortitude.
Ruben Cuellar is Team Duno.
Yeah,
He's part of the Cavs.
No.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed with Duno's last performance. I agree. If you're going to let a guy like Stryker land like he did, Stryker doesn't have power. Now you're going to go against Ryan, who's taller, has a reach advantage over you. He's faster, he's stronger. I think that Ryan might take him down, man. I don't know. But like you said, if the fight goes on, and because Ryan, I haven't seen him to be able to deal with the pressure fighter. He seems to crawl up in the ball. Maybe the Reynoso will teach him how to, be head movement and be able to get out of that. I don't know. That's the question. But as the rounds go on, that favors Duno as the round goes on.
Let me just give us some comments right here, man. Jaime Cosecho, I'm going to give you this one because this one's a little appropriate. Is Roger paying Memo to give Duno some shakes? All right. Ruben Cuellar says, Duno Romero will break down Ryan's body. Okay. Eddie Jimenez says, Eddie Reynoso has made him a better fighter. Watch out Saturday night. I guess he means Ryan. Okay, yes. Ruben Cuellar says, yes, I'm down with Team Duno. Yeah, we know.
This is Ryan's opportunity. It's both opportunities to make a name for themselves, but more for Ryan. Ryan, if he wins this fight with no controversy, he'll shut up all the naysayers, hopefully. And he gets the respect that he wants.
I think
there's always going to be
Yeah, I was going to say, even if it's challenging, he's going to hear a lot about it.
But you saw how he looked against Stryker.
Ryan's got to learn not to step straight back with that chin up. I think that's one thing that I've noticed about Ryan is in every fight he steps straight back with his chin up. He doesn't. When it comes to his defense, his footwork could be a little bit better, and that's one of the big rules is you don't step straight back.
But we're hoping that Eddie and also.
And
I mean, they're trainers, right? That he's telling them, hey, dude.
You look at Ryan's, and when you look at it's definitely a step up in terms of his last 2 opponents, right? His last opponent, I think, had lost 3 straight coming into it, including 2 knockouts. The opponent before that was like 3 of the last 4. It's a step up, but it's not a level that Ryan hasn't touched before when he was less prepared. So he was less prepared against Carlos Morales and against Jason Velez.
Right.
He's more prepared now than he was then.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, Ryan has been improving, and I've seen it like my boy Eddie Jimenez says right here. So he's been improving. Now I'm gonna ask you guys a question: who has the upper hand in this match?
Ryan.
Say Ryan. I mean, he's the more talented fighter of the 2.
Yeah,
I think he has more tricks in his arsenal. I think Duno is pretty much he's gonna come forward. That's what he's gonna do. So how do you negate that?
I think if Ryan goes back and uses some of his amateur style, it would help him a lot. If he stays back and he boxes and uses his length and counters Duno coming in instead of trying to get inside and make it a war, I mean, I think he can actually sweep the cards and, if it's a 10-round fight, win every damn round. He's got to box him.
So are you saying, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to be honest, I mean, if Ryan Garcia fights kind of like a technical fight like Shakur Stevenson did with Joed, it could be a long night for.
Yeah, it can look just
Clinch when
like
he gets
that.
close
Right?
to you, yeah, kills momentum and use your distance, use your speed.
Does Ryan pedigree give him an advantage?
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Because that's why you're bringing up his amateur. His
15-time national
It's
champion.
not going to be an easy fight, I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not going to be an easy fight. No fight ever is. You know, I mean, but I think if Duno gives them bad angles, though, kind of like the guy that fought the tall guy last night, you know, and just starts throwing wild haymakers, that's where he's got to be careful. You know.
The last 10 seconds, right? This
Yeah,
guy just stopped confident and bam.
It's when you're fighting those. It's when you're fighting the guys that don't have that equal talent, that don't have that same boxing skill, that come with the crazy angles. That's what makes it. That's what makes it dangerous
Yeah, I
sometimes.
know. Like they just.
All
What's
right,
going on,
man.
guys? What's going on?
I guess no. That's a good comment. Check it out, bro.
Sure.
Check it out. All right.
Garcia has
So,
God damn.
so I want to ask you guys 2 questions, but we'll start with one right now. Okay. What does Duno have to do to win, man?
I don't know.
Did she give him 2 tickets? Is she taking Rolly with her?
Dude, he has,
Oh, you're horrible, bro.
he has to pressure the shit out of Ryan, man. Go to the body, just make it uncomfortable. Just go at him, dude. Wear him down. Go to the body. Throw him out of his. Boxers, they don't like that type of fight. Don't fight him in the center of the ring. Don't let Ryan, take his jab out. Make it uncomfortable.
Make dirty.
Yeah, be dirty.
What does Duno have to do to win?
Hit him.
I agree. He's got to rough him up.
Elbow.
He's got to rough him up.
Hips, nut check him. I mean,
Yeah, no.
Get
So
dirty.
just be rough. Get dirty with them.
He's got to rough him up. You know why? Because the further into the fight it goes, if he's putting in all the rough work and stuff like that, Ryan will tire.
Ryan will tire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to break that body down.
Yeah.
Ricardo Ruiz Moreno says, el problema de Ryan es cuando siente pegada fuerte empieza a culiarse, which pretty much means as soon as Ryan feels any power, he starts cowering out. Do you guys agree with that comment?
Nah, you know what? One thing about Ryan, I think his defense is better than people give him credit for. I mean, it's not too many times you've seen him get hit flush on the chin. Not too many times.
Yeah.
Carlos Morales did it. But
He did,
I don't
yeah.
think that Duno is crafty like that. I don't think he's that type of fighter. So I think that, he just...
But the longer the fight goes on, the more he'll expose himself, and the more Duno will reap the benefits of it.
So we'll
Just spray him with this cologne.
Hey, what does that cologne smell like, dude?
Which one?
I don't know.
Ryan
the
Garcia.
Does he have his own cologne?
Fierce? Oh, all right. Ralphie Gonzalez says,
You follow him too closely.
It's Ryan's moment to shine, so he got to explode. Okay, we got you, bro. He's got to shine up.
When he
All
signed
right.
the most lucrative, they should have put him to fight Linares, in my opinion.
All right.
I'm saying, if Ryan beats him convincingly, you got to give the kid this credit.
I'm gonna give you this one. What does Ryan have to do to win?
We just said.
Look, man, you keep saying if he wins convincingly, give him his credit, give him his respect.
He's
or
not
whatnot.
gonna get it, bro.
Yeah, for one, he's not going to get it. It's still going to happen, but here's the thing.
That's not true.
You-
If he wins by first round knockout, nobody's going to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're not
Like,
going to convince everybody.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
if,
convince everybody.
if he knocks him out in 2 rounds, people are going to go down.
From
If
us.
you
Yeah.
take,
Well, you gotta hear from us.
if you take some of
That's
these
all
other
good.
fighters, right, that came in about the same time as him, if you take Shakur Stevenson, if you take Devin Haney, if you take some of these fighters, and you see the level of competition that they fought compared to what Ryan has fought, that's how you earn respect.
They weren't the
It's-
same level of fighter coming in, though. Everybody. Shakur Stevenson's an Olympian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
You have to-
I
you have
think
to
Devin Haney has
build.
stepped up the competition this year.
Yeah.
But he was pretty much about the same
He's got.
as Ryan.
I
Well, they all have
think
different
as far as
starting points, what he's
I think as far as boxing fans go,
Yeah.
and I know for me personally, I mean, because for the longest time, I was the biggest critic of Jose Ramirez and his level of competition,
Me too.
and me and Rick, his manager, went back and forth several times about the level of competition that Jose Ramirez is fighting, and I feel the same way right now about Ryan. I think he can fight tougher level competition. I think this fight with
This
Duno,
is a
I
tougher
think-
level competition.
And
Yeah.
if you let me finish, I think he's finally stepping up. But it's kind of like he went backwards after Velez. So
After Morales, he went backwards.
yeah.
No, but we're in the mics. Don't worry. So okay. So let me ask you this.
Give me a beer.
Yeah. So let me.
Oh man. Oh man.
So
Thank you, man.
I think the question is, and I think Sean says yes. We say no. Okay.
What's
Right?
that?
The cologne smells like
If
Similac.
no, I know. I don't even. Jaime Cosecha is one of my most loyal my most loyal listeners, one of my most loyal fans.
You just can't repeat any of his comments.
But every other comment I can repeat, bro. I can't repeat every comment he makes. He knows it, bro. Too. He knows. That's why I do it, bro. But what I mean is, at the end of the day, if Duno wins, he's gonna be like everywhere for Golden Boy, right?
No.
If Duno wins, no.
No,
You don't think if Duno beats Ryan, they're not gonna be like all over him?
No.
All over who?
Duno. If Duno wins, he's not gonna get the recognition.
No, I don't
he
think
deserves?
so.
No. Okay.
He beats him. He ain't gonna be a superstar.
Okay, so then how can we say if Ryan beats Duno, Ryan's gonna be in the next?
He's the one they're questioning him. They're questioning Ryan's ability, not Duno's ability.
I still don't think, to be clear, if Ryan beats Duno, I don't think that puts him in the upper echelon of
but I'm saying
135-pound fighters or anything like that.
Do they start blowing him up? Does Golden Boy start blowing him up? And I don't think so.
No.
I mean, there's really
because they're gonna say, see,
he's not fan friendly. I mean, look, you gotta honestly, man, this is a business. I mean, and it starts on these smaller cards. If these fighters can sell 100 or 200 tickets, they're the A side with some of these shows, these local shows, and it's the same thing for it's the same thing for some of these bigger guys. Yeah, it's being able to put asses in seats, man. They start selling tickets, and then they start getting a following with 1 million, 2 million Instagram followers. Of course, they're selling out stadiums or whatnot, right? They're bringing business for the promotion company. But real boxing fans, people in the media, people see through it. Fans that follow the sport, they see through that. And as far as Duno goes, what is Duno going to do? How many tickets is he really going to sell out here? Even if he beats Ryan, they can try to put him on that next platform. But do you actually see him as a level fighter, where they can push him up, where he's going to beat somebody, a top notch fighter at 35? I don't think so.
Well, Ruben Cuellar says Duno wins. He's the next Pacquiao. If Ryan beats Uno, right, that's Eddie Jimenez, he should be fighting David Haney. Enough said. Ooh, damn, man, you guys. After Duno,
that's the world champion right there.
Come on, bro.
You know what? I think Ryan.
I like Eddie though.
I think Ryan just got ranked Friday in Cancun. Like 7 or 8 or something. He's up. He's in the top 15. I think.
So
he's ranked up there now.
Yeah,
I think he's 7.
So it is possible, right? Because
it is possible for him to get Danny afterwards.
Can fight 1 through 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 through 15.
1 through 15.
1 through 15, yeah.
As long as they're enrolled in Nevada.
Yeah.
Clean boxing program.
Hey, Eddie, you knew that, huh? Eddie knew what's up. All right, Eddie, I got you on that one. Good stuff. Don't forget, guys, to keep on sharing. All right, man. So we got a little too much into it, man. We're going to get into the main event. We're going to get to the big boys. We're going to get to the big fight. So now hit the share button, guys. Tell your family. Tell your cousins. Tell your tios. Tell everybody. We're talking Canelo versus Crusher now. All right, man. Here we go.
I'm already tired.
I know you are. It's okay.
I got like 1 hour in me.
What's your thoughts, guys, on this fight? And a lot of people, I don't know, they're all giving me heart. You guys giving me hearts, or are you guys giving the fight hearts?
It's a fight that Canelo's choosing because he feels he could get another belt in the 4th division. Kovalev is arguably the weakest guy there. Maybe not, I don't know. But he hasn't looked too impressive in the last few fights. But it's still a very risky fight for Canelo because we don't know if he's going to be able to hurt Kovalev. If he can't hurt Kovalev, he's in trouble. Kovalev has the reach, size advantage. He has an excellent jab. I think Canelo is kind of a sucker for the jab. He has to somehow counter that jab. But those are my initial thoughts at first. So.
It's a legacy move for Canelo.
Absolutely, yeah.
Legacy move. Because 10 or 15 years from now, if Canelo wins this fight, nobody's going to look back and say, Kovalev was
the weakest.
Kovalev was old. Kovalev was a light heavyweight world champion.
Resume. Yeah.
Is this not the same conversation we had on our show? And this was my side of the argument. You were on the other side of the fence. You just repeated my argument.
I don't remember.
Same thing goes on to the.
Am I mistaken? Yes.
No. He's trying to take credit.
Oh my God! Look, just plagiarize my whole comment.
Replay our show. You'll see what happened.
I was like, yeah, that's a strong argument.
I know the show was like.
I had to look over and sit there to make sure I wasn't losing my mind.
I'm trying to stumble his ass so he won't know what to say.
Okay, but give me your thoughts too, though, Sean. Even if it's the same, man.
Hey, look, Danny Jacobs is the better part of 6 foot. Danny Jacobs has a 73-inch reach. which is longer than Kovalev. So Kovalev has 72.5-inch reach. So in terms of dealing with the reach, it's not as big an advantage, I think, as people make it seem. Even the height advantage, even though it's like 4 inches or something like that, Kovalev really plants his feet to get like maximum leverage on straight punches. You know what I mean? The guy loves to jab, he loves to throw straight rights and stuff like that. So he's not fighting tall. You know, he's really kind of widespread in his stance. So I think that he's not giving away as much height and reach as people explain. The size difference is not as massive as people sort of think. Now, does he hit hard still? Absolutely. He hits real hard. But I think if you look at what Canelo has done over his last, 5 fights, 6 fights, he improves on his defense time in, time after time. He has miraculous head movement. He has spectacular head movement. And I think he's not going to struggle to get inside that jab and all those straight punches and work the body. He does great body work time after time. So I think he's just kind of proven. And you look and Kovalev, even without having Canelo on him, shows that he tires. He tires over time. In the middle rounds, he struggles to get through the middle rounds. And if you watch the fight with Anthony Yarde, there was a dramatic difference in hand speed in the very beginning of that fight. Anthony Yarde tired early, but there was a significant difference in hand speed that was favoring Anthony Yarde early on in that fight.
Yep.
So I look at it and I just don't think Canelo has all the tools that he needs, and I think it was a very well crafted maneuver. They had to create a giant, and they did, because anything other than Golovkin is a step down. Right? They created a giant, but it's one that he can win. And I think he will.
It's like the comment you made about Prograis Taylor. If you looked at you checked all the boxes, right? Taylor had all he was favored.
He had a lot. Yeah, he had a lot of advantages.
The speed, maybe reading IQ, blah blah blah. But in this case, it's Canelo who has all that. It's just the size difference that it will be able to take that punch. And
I think it's overemphasized.
But it's overemphasized.
Yeah, this is where defense and speed come into play, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the size advantage is overplayed. It's not really that big.
Because, does Kovalev hit that much harder than Golovkin?
Exactly. Golovkin is a super powerful fighter at super middleweight. And I know there's a difference between that and 175.
Yeah.
But look at how well he did against, just even in his last fight against Golovkin, standing right in the middle and avoiding punches. Yeah, he's great.
Rafi Gonzalez says everybody's expecting Canelo to hit him to the body. I think he's going to attack him a different way or another way.
I wouldn't be surprised if early on it was at distance, because I think Canelo can handle the reach.
See, I could give this one to Jaime Cosecho. Okay, I'm going to do it. Any ideas how the tickets are selling? Us Mexicans have to save some money for the Christmas tamales. See, I got to give them every other
$20 the zone.
I cannot give them
sales, from what I gathered from...
Dude.
Sales are in the gutter right now.
Well, I mean, there's tickets available still right now, man.
Just get the app, the zone.
And when you have a fight in LA where you can get ringside seats for $100 and center level for $35 for top rank for Burchell.
But so are you telling me you're expecting more people at the Burchell fight than the Canelo fight?
I'm not saying no way.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that it's close to the holidays. Holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Do people really want to travel to Vegas?
You have an MMA fight that same night?
Yeah, it's kind of like
MMA fight.
I didn't know that.
It's Kovalev. Kovalov's not that big of a name. When he fought Ward the first time, they couldn't sell out. They couldn't sell out T-Mobile Arena, and then the second fight when they fought at Mandalay Bay, that wasn't sold out. So I mean,
but is it? And I'm gonna kind of piggyback on what Sean said. Sean's saying it was a giant that they could build. So is he kind of like the same level as Golovkin, or a little bit better than Golovkin for the name?
No. Golovkin's way bigger. He's a way bigger name. He's on Apple. He's on Nike. He's this. Still to this day, he's still a bigger name than Kovalev. I think they, like you said, they have to weigh out their options. Could they have created a bigger monster that sold more tickets? Of course they could have, but would it have been a more dangerous fight for Canelo?
Probably would.
It probably would have been.
Now, but let's say if you wanted to capture history, if you wanted to capture legacy, right? If you wanted to capture history and legacy, who would have been in the 175s bigger than Kovalev? Nobody.
You know, as far as legacy goes, no. But honestly, I think they could have went to damn Azteca Stadium and put a fight between him and Zurdo if Zurdo had a title. You know.
Wow,
Yeah, but I think
Here's my thing is, honestly, I think he may vacate that title, right? WBO title,
And
wins
then
it
Zurdo gets-
against Vodzik, and
Yeah.
and then him and Vodzik go at it for that vacant belt.
they're
And
both top rank. Yeah.
and both top rank WBO bout, you know, which basically almost every fighter in top rank has a WBO title.
This is why PBC doesn't.
So Zurdo wins it, and then you go to Mexico City and have Canelo trying to get that belt back from Zurdo in Azteca Stadium.
I have a question. If Canelo beats Kovalev, like knocks him out 5-6 rounds, does he stick around in that weight and fights Arthur?
No,
Beef?
I don't think so.
I mean, as manager and promoter, I wouldn't.
No.
It's
will
like-
he get that. I mean, like I want to.
At the end of the day, Roy Jones Jr. was the heavyweight champion of the world. Nobody cares that he won it against John Ruiz, and nobody cares that he only took that one fight and went immediately back down. And the reason I think it's a smart marketing move is because they created a beast, you know, out of someone because they have this narrative that he's jumping 2 weight classes, but it's obviously, to your point, a fight that they looked at and said, this is a very winnable fight for us. We have a lot of advantages in this fight, right? They're going to go. They can claim that belt. He will forever be from a legacy standpoint, 175-pound world champion. He doesn't ever have to compete in that division again. And we may criticize it now, but it's a good move. It's a smart move.
It's a smart move.
Yeah,
Smart move.
Historically, we see when you go up in weight like that and come down, it doesn't fare so well. Even when Roy Jones, right,
Yeah.
he came down and got knocked out.
true. But we still call him the heavyweight champion.
Still got him.
I'm going to give a shout out, un saludo a mi prima Yadira. What's up, Yadira? Allá en Guadalajara, saludos a todos. I got somebody else. Ruben Cuellar says Canelo versus SOG. You guys see?
No.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see that Andre Ward fight
Ward ain't
against
coming out of-
Canelo. He is not coming out.
He doesn't want
Canelo. Well, and I don't think Canelo wants that either, because
No.
that would be a fight that high possibility he could lose.
Look,
Canelo could lose to
Yeah,
Andre
exactly.
Ward.
And check this out, man. Ward is, you know, arguably going to go down as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in history, right? Without ever losing a fight. But that dude couldn't even sell out the Oracle in Oakland. You know, that you've got to look at it as at a business standpoint, Rokas. You know, these fights that Canelo's taking, that
They're
Golden
money.
Boys, it's money.
Yeah, no, I get
No,
you, bro.
have to.
It's a money game, bro. It's like
So whoever's saying
Look.
son of God on here, SOG, Ward ain't coming out.
Triple
man.
G didn't want Ward at 168, and Triple G and Canelo went up twice. I don't know. However you guys saw that fight, they were both very close.
Right.
Or the first one, Triple G, I think, pretty clearly won. But they're both competitive fights, and Triple G was not interested in fighting Andre Ward, even at 168 pounds, let alone 175.
Does he go down to 168 though?
Who, Canelo?
Canelo?
I can see him. I can see him fighting Colin Smith at 68.
Well, wait. I have Tony Sandoval says a big legacy fight will be 160s between Canelo and David Benavidez.
That'd be a damn.
Caleb
good
Smith
fight.
would be a
That'd be a
bigger
fuck.
legacy fight.
No, it'll be a big legacy fight. The Caleb Smith will be a
Man,
big
be
one.
bigger.
Imagine-
But for Mexicans, imagine.
yeah.
They'll sell out the T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
David Benavidez,
Oh, yeah.
Canelo, they'll sell it out.
But I guess it depends on what you're talking about, because there's bigger in terms of sales and marketing and things like that, and then there's bigger in terms of legacy. Caleb Smith right now is bigger in terms of legacy.
Yeah.
If Canelo feels
Man,
really
imagine
good
if he
at
went
that weight-
across. Imagine if he went across the pond and did that.
I said if Canelo feels really good at that weight and he feels, you know what, I didn't have to struggle to make weight. I feel stronger. I don't tire at the end of the rounds. I mean, there's a possibility that he'll stay there. I think.
It's tough.
175,
68.
Oh, 168, bro. I don't think he stays at 168,
Yeah.
75.
But like if you look,
I don't want to cut you out, but as far as skills go, Canelo's more skillful than Arthur Beater. It's just a size difference.
there is a size difference, and he's not entirely unskilled. We kind of think,
he's not.
Yeah, I mean, had a tremendous amateur pedigree himself. But like if you look, Kovalev, I would think at this point is a safer fight than even some of the 168-pound champions.
Yeah,
like Kovalev for Canelo, would you rather fight, Caleb Smith or Kovalev at this point? And David Benavidez or Kovalev?
Honestly,
Exactly.
you know who I think would
Exactly.
give Canelo
That's why it's a
the
smart
most
fight.
problems at 68? I think Caleb Plant would give him the most problems
That's what I'm
because he's a
saying.
boxer.
Yeah.
He's a defensive boxer.
6'3" as well.
Yeah.
You know what he could do? Actually, he could fight Billy Joe Saunders and take that belt. That's a legitimate, because he has a WBA regular belt. Canelo does. I mean, it's just a regular belt. It's not like the
super.
Whatever he has. He's not the franchise.
Not that we told.
Right?
Okay.
But he could win Billy Joe Saunders' belt.
Ralphie Gonzalez says, I think Charlo's thinking about going up to the 168 to fight David Benavidez to catch Canelo's attention. Eddie Jimenez says, please stop talking about GG. He was a hype job by HBO. As soon as he started fighting the big dogs, he was knocked out. No, he knocked out no one. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So if you're knocking out C and B level opponents, B level and C level opponents on your way up, right? And you start fighting championship level opponents, you're not gonna knock those people.
Not
out.
everybody goes down at that level.
Jacobs and Canelo,
right?
Canelo lost the first fight. And the second fight was close.
Exactly. He's at least as good as Canelo is.
He's fighting elite level fighters.
Yeah, but he lost.
What I'm saying is arguably he won.
Of course he was doing what he was supposed to do when he was knocking people out. He was knocking people out because nobody wanted to fight him. When he got to championship levels, that's what's going to happen. Same thing with Earl Spence. Yeah. You know?
That's why it was impressive when Beater knocked out.
That's true.
Alexander.
I agree.
Hype job, please.
Because you're knocking out a guy with another belt that's...
You just push the button, man. Stax loves Triple G. He's got his Triple G shirt on under this Nike sweater right now. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
You know I'm not.
Kazakhstan hat.
You know I'm not. But he's not a hype job.
No, absolutely not. He's a fantastic
I almost got my ass
middleweight.
kicked out by Gabriel Rivas. He's like, what the hell is that?
Fantastic middleweight.
Dude, when I watched the Golovkin Canelo fight, I was going for Canelo, but I was scared for all 12 rounds. I was like, damn, this guy's an animal. Like, every time he would get cracked, like,
I think they call the ant. I think he means Anthony, right?
Yeah.
He calls the ant. Okay.
No, but we respect your opinion.
Okay. I think we're gonna.
Not me.
We respect everybody's opinion. It's an open
Open forum. Yeah.
Everybody can share their opinions. You guys know me, man.
Of course.
Sometimes I give you guys love. Sometimes I give you guys some not much love. All right. Who has a better resume from both of them?
Both of who?
Kovalev and Canelo.
Canelo by far, yeah.
Even though Kovalev took on the Son of God twice,
He lost twice,
There you go.
Arguably, he won the first one.
I mean, come on, man.
but it's still arguable. Yeah. Like, even if you think he won the first one, it's not like he won the first one.
robbery.
Yeah, like he didn't win by, massive amounts of rounds.
It was close, man.
But in that first fight, you saw that Andre Ward figured something out, and as the fight went on, you said, "Oh," and then he just
carried that over
to the next fight. Yeah.
All right, here we go. What does Canelo have to do better than Crusher, or than Kovalev?
I think his defense, box him, avoid
absolutely.
the big shots, counter that jab, neutralize that jab, and go to the body. Combination throwing. I think the speed, like you said, yard, the speed was like noticeably different. Now, will Canelo carry the same speed? I think he'll slow down a little, but still be faster than Kovalev.
I've seen a picture of Canelo today with some heavyweight, right? And here the thing is like his arms look super big, right? But his waist still like, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything just because you don't have a six pack. I mean, we've seen it with several fighters just because they're not cut up, or
right here, bro.
How did he look?
I mean, Andy Reese. I mean. But to me, it's just like that body. That body looked a little soft still.
Did it?
So I mean, with Kovalev, if he can go to the body as well. So I mean, it's still a dangerous fight. It's still a very dangerous fight. So I mean,
He may not just be shedding as much water weight, right? A lot of times, muscle definition is going to come from the fact that you're, dehydrating and doing stuff like that, right? If you're going up a weight class, I won't say 2 because he's got the belt already in 168. But if you're going up, he may just be at a healthier weight.
And that's a problem, that I think. But I think that he's probably going to cut down right now. I don't want Canelo to weigh in at 175. I want Canelo to weigh in at 170. To be honest with you.
No, he said he's weighing 175.
Well, he said in an interview. And damn, dude, I was about to say that dude. I would say he's in. You know what? But he shouldn't. I think.
Well,
175 is the limit. If he come in at 170 and still look good and still have a lot of power, more power to him. You know what I mean? I don't think he should be winning at 175 because I think that's going to steal from his speed.
I think he has a team around him and trainers. I think they know what's best for him.
Orale. What a hater.
No, I'm just saying.
All right, Sean.
Whatever we thought, they thought about it too. It's like,
Sean, give me something on that, man.
On which part?
What does Canelo have to do better?
I agree that he has to defense. His defense is going to have to be better because he really needs to. Kovalev is great with straight punches. I'm not going to lie. He has it when he's boxing well. He's using a lot of jabs, a lot of straight right hands. But I think Canelo's head movement, his defense will be enough. I don't think the reach advantage is as big as people think it is.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you one more question, and then I have a comment. Can the Crusher shock the world?
Absolutely.
Yes,
of course.
And I don't necessarily think it would be shocking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I would. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be shocked if he beat him. I wouldn't be shocked. It wouldn't be either way. If Canelo wins, Crusher wins. To me, I don't think it's an upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it may be a little bit more of an upset if Crusher does do it, as far as like the books in Vegas go. But as far as being shocked,
I will be more shocked if Canelo gets rid of him in 3-4 rounds.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey.
Yeah, I would be shocked by that.
Exactly the same.
I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Boxing Guru, who used to be part of the Boxing Rundown before. But he pointed out something on Twitter and also on Instagram that sometimes we're responsible for it. And it's in regards to their media workouts. The media workout that Kovalev had about 5 to 6 media members there, bro. That was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying?
Where was it held, though?
It was held
Same
up there
place?
in Oxnard, right? In Oxnard, where
Yeah.
the Oxnard laboratory,
no excuse then.
right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. And then you go to Canelo, and it's like standing room, bro. People are fighting to get into the area. So I mean, I think sometimes that also hurts the sport because we're not giving them each
And he's
you know
an
what?
outsider,
Here's a couple of things though, real quick. For one, Kovalev is still fighting an assault case. Right. He just picked up his arraignment hearing in San Bernardino County just these last few weeks. So he's going to be going to court as soon as this fight's over for an assault case, right? So when Kathy Duva and Main Events put this media workout together, it was by invitation only.
Oh.
I know people, including Marcos from PBC, right?
Okay.
That didn't get invited. There were some people that didn't get invited to the workout, and not necessarily because he was left out. I put a name out there. I threw a name, but it was a handful of selected media that was called to go to Oxnard by Kathy Duva. Why, I don't know. She's notorious about doing this. When Kovalev has had lunches in the past, when he's had media things before in the past, it's only been people like Lance from the LA Times, and now he's with the the guy with the other guy from, I don't even know because I don't pay for it. The Twitter, what is it? Yeah, Mike Coppinger. Yeah, sources say.
Sources say.
Yeah, so
they're trying to hire me, bro, but I don't want.
But anyways, only a handful of people are ever selected to go to certain things for Kovalev. With Golden Boy, they blow it up. Everybody knows about it. You put your request for media credentials in,
and you get tacos.
And you get tacos. House of Boxing. Yes.
Yeah.
You mentioned the assault thing. Is it because you think they don't want certain media members to ask certain questions?
Certain questions. I remember.
But you can always filter the questions out, bro.
No, you can't, because last time they had somebody ask them some shit about Putin.
I know.
You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? Somebody got, I think it was at the Schmo guy or whatever, started out what he thought about Vladimir Putin. Come on, man. I mean, this dude's getting ready for a fight. You really gonna ask some stupid crap like that? You know, so that's why it's these media people that get in there with their cell phones to try to get hits on the YouTube and get clickbait, that do stupid shit for the other media that gets everybody else disbarred from going to these events.
In certain states, the media members are fanboys, and you could tell by the questions. Are you a media member or are you a fan of this guy? I'm not gonna mention the states, but you know.
Yeah. Oh man,
hey, don't mention.
I'm not gonna mention the state.
Like these kids with their iPhones on the YouTube.
That was at Mikey Earl's fight. Yeah, I seen Ali Sekbak getting into it at a club show. Mikey Garcia had a club show the night before. Yeah, right. And him and a certain media member got into it. And it got pretty heated.
Did it?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it afterwards, man.
ES News.
No, yeah, ES News got into it with somebody.
IOTBA.
Yes.
ITBO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm on that bush. That was hilarious, but that was classic, bro.
But Ali too, man. Ali's a
no, but I mean,
he's a big kiss ass. Excuse me.
No,
poor Ali won't be able to go to the Reese fight, man.
So
Tyson Fury threw him out.
Well, that was.
Why not?
I know why.
Pobre vato, man.
No, but okay. So that was my comment. But now you cleared it out. I thought it was us not
No,
showing
it was
love.
selected media. It wasn't that we
It
weren't
was
showing them
selected.
love. Selected media were.
Okay. All right. My apologies, but also big shout out to this boxing guru for putting it out there, man. And like I said, maybe he didn't know.
But you know what though? In hindsight, he's right though. There's a lot of media that will show certain people more love than others.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's been numerous times, and you know this for a fact, that somebody might be having something at Wild Card, and something might be going on here at Legends, and everybody's here at Legends, and there's like 4 people at Wild Card.
Right.
It happens. It happens.
We used to have was having a media workout on the same day as Canelo. Who would have more people?
Oh, I don't know. And I tell you what, though, you know, a lot has to do with YouTubers now. A lot of these media people are YouTubers, so they get paid by their clicks.
Right. Yeah.
So who's going to bring you the most views?
In fairness, I was going to say, in fairness, certain fighters will gain more traction than other fighters, and we can't. You know, if you have to pick one to cover, obviously you're going to pick the one who has the most exposure.
Exactly. You know, if I'm getting paid by clicks, and
Absolutely.
I got Jerwin Alcajas at top rank at Wild Card, and I got Canelo over here at Legends.
Absolutely, you're going to Legends. Yeah.
All right. Here's the question: is this Kovalev's biggest fight, bro?
No
Question.
It's his biggest fight now, but I don't think it's his busy.
I'll say in terms
Physics
of
fight.
getting a payday and all that, yes. In that terms, yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I agree. It depends.
Just biggest fight, whether it's income or whether it's exposure.
In that terms, yes. I'll say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
As far as monetary, I think this is the biggest fight.
Exposure too. I think
Exposure
both.
as well.
With those criteria, income and exposure, this is his biggest fight. For legacy reasons, or talking about just boxing titles and
Ward
things like
fight.
that, Ward is actually a bigger fight. Yeah.
So if Kovalev beats Canelo, he's not gonna get a big push. I'm just saying, like,
I think Kovalev will get signed by Top Rank if he wins.
Yeah?
Main events, I believe, maybe on their way out. They've got a few fighters, Kathy Duva and them.
I think what's his name left him, right? Because he's a free agent. He announced
Well,
it
see,
last week.
a lot of these guys, a lot of the Eastern Europeans also, they co-promote with World of Boxing, right? So they have co-promotions besides main event. But I just think, you got Bivol, that's World of Boxing, DAZN, main events. You got, all these different hands that are in. I just think that even if he wins, he goes to Top Rank where they can make a few big fights for him over there. At 75, Top Rank has some heavy
Some
hitters
good
over
names.
there.
Yeah, some good names, bro.
Including Zurdo.
Zurdo, man. Is Zurdo right now outside looking in? And then 175?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's coming up, right? So
All right. So, do you guys think Canelo will try another fight in this division at 175? Or is this his one way in, one way out?
Depending on, like my original comment, depending on how he feels, how he looks, and what he thinks. I mean, he knows himself.
I doubt it, bro.
I doubt it. I think, like you guys are saying, he wants the belt. It's a strategic move. We all know that.
I think he's got 8 fights left with DAZN, and I think a lot has to do with the type of money he's going to be able to bring into DAZN as far as his fights are concerned. Every single fight
That's a lot of
from
fights.
this point on for that $330 million contract is going to be a strategic move by Canelo, Golden Boy, and DAZN to make sure that they're getting their money back. It's not going to be a voluntary defense against somebody that's ranked 110 in the light heavyweight division just because he has a voluntary defense. Because you know what DAZN will tell him? Yeah, shove that fight up your ass.
yeah.
Yo, Anthony, there's a censorship in this.
I know.
So
I'm just messing with
I
you,
think
bro.
there needs to be a Canelo Golovkin trilogy.
And
there has to be.
I asked Tom about that last night. I'm like, was it in Triple G's contract that he has to fight? And he wouldn't answer me.
No, but that's
Well, they're in litigation,
I
right?
have to ask him, bro. Come on, come on.
Yesterday, yeah.
Andaba bravo.
Hey, I mean, I gotta ask.
No,
him.
I know you gotta ask, bro.
That's where the money's at.
Come on now, man.
That's
Come on, bro.
money wise,
It makes sense.
it makes sense. People want to see it. People still think Triple G is the boogeyman. He still sells a lot of tickets. People want to see it. Maybe not us.
the boogeyman.
Maybe
Yeah,
not
I agree.
us. Maybe not us. Maybe not people in the community, but people
Casual.
outside, the casuals still say, "Hey, man, he's bad. That's Triple G. That's Triple G. Mexican power."
Because he is
Mexican
bad, but that
style."
doesn't mean he's the boogeyman,
I
though.
think it's the best fight for Canelo, money wise, to make.
You know
You know what I mean?
If he has 8 fights left, that has to be one of the fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have a good question by Ruben Cuellar. Finally, not looking biased. Ruben.
About time, Ruben. I'm just kidding, Ruben. Just go, guys.
Do you think Andre Ward has better boxing skills than Canelo?
Yes.
And Crusher did well with SOG. So what do you guys think about that comment?
That's a different Andre Ward, different Kovalev.
Yeah, I agree.
This is 3 years, 4 years later.
And the skills showed for itself when Ward got put down. It was a flash knockdown. He was never hurt. Mm-hmm. He got up, he made adjustments, and he outboxed him. I mean, I thought it could have been a draw or even Kovalev winning by a point. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I couldn't argue with Ward winning that fight. I mean, he made the adjustments, and his skill level is on a whole different level.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's years after the Super 6.
Yeah. Ward made a comment about that. He's saying it's not the same Kovalev I fought.
Oh no!
Nonetheless, it's still a risky fight.
Oh no!
It is a risky fight. It is a risky fight.
It's a very risky fight due to the fact that everybody knows that Canelo gets tired in the 9, 10, and 11 round.
He takes tired. To me, he has a pattern.
He takes him off, or you think he gets tired?
I think he
gets tired
1 through 5, and then he, for whatever reason, if he's tired, and then he takes off like the 6th through the 9th, and then he comes back again. Like so that's a pattern that he has.
You know, it's going to be tough with Canelo because, you know, for trainers and people that are into strength and conditioning, know that with him moving up in weight, a lot of that weight right there is going to be muscle weight, and that takes a lot of oxygen. Yeah. It eats up a lot of oxygen. So if he was getting tired at 160, you know, jumping 15 pounds, and if he puts on 15 pounds of muscle, that's a lot of extra oxygen, you know. But again, Kovalev he's older. The last thing to go when somebody gets old is their power.
Or no, to me, it's more the reflexes, bro.
No.
The last thing to go.
The last thing that goes to power.
The reflexes are the first thing.
Yeah, reflexes are the first. The last thing that goes to power. So he's still going to have that strength. But
I think Canelo and Andre Ward are both great, but in different ways. So when you look at Andre Ward, there's a special class of fighter like your Bud Crawford, your Floyd Mayweather, who you can watch make adjustments on the fly, and fights that aren't going their way will start going their way.
Right.
So it's not like they have a great. Canelo is very technically sound. He comes in and every punch has purpose.
Right.
And they're placed extremely well. He has great defense, but I don't think it's the same kind of skill as you see in Andre Ward, which is, hey, when things aren't working, I can figure it out and I can do something different than I was doing before.
And he could be, I don't want to say dirty, but he could be.
Absolutely. No, dirty is a good way to put it. Like if you can watch him fight Saki Obika, for instance, and it's not an Andre Ward typical fight. They're inside having to fight very close and use a lot of roughhouse tactics. And the thing is he transforms and becomes a guy who is exceptional at roughhouse tactics.
Who I see that in? David Benavidez.
Well, look at what he did to Adonis, Creed, when he wanted that Mustang. You know, Creed.
Everything's a Rocky reference.
What he did to Adonis Creed when he wanted his Mustang. Laid him out, man.
Speaking of Rocky references, I didn't like that.
That's Creed,
that
bro.
Comment what's his name on the Ruiz Joshua fight? What's his name? The Snake.
Oh,
he goes,
Sergio
Mora.
Rocky, no, I believe in movies. Like, dude,
I'm bringing that dude up, man. Come on.
That was a historic moment, and you come up with that line.
Sergio Mora.
Hey, Magic Man. Anthony Sims, him and Mora, they go back and forth. I'd love to see Sergio Mora get in the ring with Anthony Sims.
He tweeted something. The boxing is like a cockroach. Like what?
Hold on. I'm gonna give you something.
A Mexican or a German?
I don't know. But he started saying it comes out or whatever, man.
Joe Surratt. Next for Canelo is Joe Saunders. Michael Rio says Canelo versus Smith. Robert Garcia says, and not the trainer, but Robert Garcia. I think this is Robert Garcia from Belgian Boxing.
Robert Garcia light.
Okay. Canelo and Gigi need to happen to solidify Canelo's place in the middleweight division. Do you guys agree? Canelo versus Gigi is the last thing anyone wants to see. Jose Valadez says that. Damn. What's up, Anthony Stacks? By Jose Valadez, bro. Hey, Jose Valadez is all mad.
As far as Robert Garcia's comment, I just want it needs to happen just because it needs to happen. Even if they're not title holders, it needs to happen.
This is
I don't think it has to do with solidifying his place in the middleweight division. Canelo's already done that.
Right.
But you know what though? There's still a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of fans that want to see that fight. So if the money's there, you might as well make it happen. I know personally, he's come out and he said that I don't want to pay Triple G. I don't want Triple G to have any of this money, but you know what? It benefits both of them, and if it's going to help pay for that $330 million contract, and you know you can beat them, you might as well do it again.
Yeah. I think Billy Joe out of all those is a real possibility.
A real possibility.
A real possibility. He's signed to his own now. He can go and make that fight, and it's a very good fight for Canelo, and he could pick up another belt at 168.
Let him fight Willie the Mongoose Monroe.
Oh, here we go, bro. Hey, I want to give you this one. And this is the final question before we go into predictions. After the fight's done, are the fans gonna be happy at the end?
Which will fight?
With the Kovalev versus Canelo.
Not.
Are they gonna be happy? Whoever wins, let's say Kovalev wins, are the fans gonna be happy? Or Canelo wins, are the fans gonna be happy? Or if Canelo wins, I see he's still gonna get the criticism he gets all the time.
In my opinion, Canelo has to knock him out. If this goes to decision, there's gonna be people saying robbery. He already, Canelo's going into the fight with 6 rounds up already. So he has to dominate Kovalev or knock him out. And even if he knocks him out, I think the majority of fans, the haters are always gonna hate him. They're gonna find excuses to criticize him about something.
Especially if it plays out like a high-speed chess match and there's not a lot of action. If it's if it turns out to be a real technical fight,
if it looks anything like the Danny Jacobs fight, he's in for a lot of hate.
Dude, if he knocks him out, Kovalev was an old man. If it goes a distance, you're gonna beat an old man and you lost. I think Canelo's team, they know this, and like you said, in the future they're not gonna be looking at who he beat. It's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And like you said about Roy, he's still a heavyweight champion.
Make his move in the middle rounds.
Yeah, there you go. Canelo just makes his moves in the middle rounds. All right. Here we go. So this is where I'm gonna have you guys give you guys his social media. Give them a little bit about yourself before we get into the predictions. Because you guys will make predictions in this show. So go ahead, man.
You want me to start? Okay, you can follow me on Facebook at JustBoxingLive and on Instagram at JustBoxingLive, and you'll get all the updates.
There you go. And also check them out every Sunday at
2 p.m. on Just Boxing Live Facebook.
This guy doesn't know how to sell himself, man. You got to find us on Just Boxing Live.
I don't. That's true. That's what he's here for.
Every Sunday at 2 p.m. we're live. We always have fighters. Somebody from the boxing community in the studio with us. 2 p.m. we're live. If you can't watch us because you're watching football or something else, you can catch us on all the podcast platforms. You can catch us on iTunes. You can catch us on Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. TuneIn Radio.
TuneIn Radio. Everything except PBS. Everything except PBS.
Or you can just watch it later.
Go to my page.
All right,
there you go.
Give me your social media though, Stacks.
All right, you can catch me on IG at Stacks Ringside, or you can catch us on Supreme Boxing. You can follow us on all social media platforms or SupremeBoxingInc.com, where I am the lead writer. I put stories out almost every week. So,
what's your MySpace? I'm just kidding.
I can't tell you. That's a secret.
You still have one?
No, man.
All right, man. We're gonna get to the.
She's looking at.
We're gonna get to the for all my degenerates, for all my gamblers. Here we go, man. This is the predictions time. We're gonna pick our predictions, man. You guys all love it because you guys are all degenerate gamblers. So here we go. Saturday night from the Dignity Health Sports Center, aka the Home Depot Center, aka the StubHub Center. From Carson, we have Jerwin Ancajas versus Jonathan Javier Rodriguez. Who do we got in that fight? Start me off, Sean.
Stacks, you start off with that one.
Oh
man, I'm gonna go with Ancajas by decision. I think he'll win a unanimous decision, but I think it's gonna be a boring fight. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna steal the show. But I think Ancajas will win by unanimous decision.
Is Ancajas and Neri the same weight still?
Superfly 15.
They're still the same weight. I don't know if one of them moved up. Luis Neri.
No, Neri's at 18.
He went up.
Yeah, he's up.
Because that's the fight I want to see. But I'll go with Ancajas.
I'm going to take the opposite of Stacks.
So you're going to go with Rodriguez?
Yeah.
What do you got it by?
Decision.
Rodriguez? I got Ancajas.
I don't really think that, by the way. I just want to.
No. You have somebody that's gonna gamble on you right now, Sean.
One of the Philippines.
You have my boy Jimenez is gonna put that money on you right now.
If he
Jimenez.
Rodriguez wins, I'll buy you a plate of Ponce and.
That's why I gotta go opposite.
He hasn't forgot about that.
Hey, I think on this one, Sean's gonna be the lone wolf because I'm gonna go with Ancajas too.
No, I think
I'm going with Ancajas.
Oh, you're going with Ancajas?
Of course,
All right,
yeah.
so it's a clean shut. Oh, Ralphie Gonzalez is actually with Rodriguez in 10 rounds, bro. So I'm gonna go with
I'm not on board.
Ancajas, and I'm actually gonna follow on my boy right here, Jose Valadez. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a split decision. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people expect it to be. So I think it's gonna be a split decision, but it's gonna be Ancajas that gets it. Okay, let's go to the main event. The guy that's selling the tickets, Miguel Lacrat Burchell versus Jason Sosa. Who do we got? Is this the same Jason Sosa that fought Lomachenko?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
it's
There
an
we
interesting
go.
fight. I think at the end of the day, I think Berchet has him.
Yeah.
I'll go Berchet by decision.
TKO Burchell 10th round.
Burchell by decision.
Which it doesn't matter.
Stacks
As long as he wins, right?
had to throw me that curveball, man.
Were you going to take TKO 10th
I'm
round?
gonna go TKO too, but no. I'm gonna have to go.
You go 8th round, though.
Exactly. Sean knows my round, guys. So there you go. I'm gonna go with.
Does he win a t-shirt?
Alacran. I'm gonna go 8-round TKO, bro. Check it out, guys. 8
Also,
rounds.
it's so unpredictable. Man.
All right. Cut it out.
Right.
I just like to pick the winner. That's it.
All right. Saturday from the MGM Arena, the famous, right? MGM Arena. We have Seniesa Estrada versus Marlen Esparza. Who do we got, man?
I think that Seniesa Estrada has been more active.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's gonna beat Marlen Esparza by decision.
Marlen, okay.
I
so
mean,
you
what else
got
can I say?
Estrada
I'm
by decision.
gonna make it short and sweet. Yeah.
I got Seniesa by knockout.
I'm waffling.
3-minute
I was going to say I'm waffling on this one because of the 3-minute rounds.
3-minute rounds. I
And
see. Knocking around.
because of
Yeah,
3 minutes.
that's what they're confirmed it over
Okay,
there.
then I'll go late stoppage. 8.
Yeah, because of 3-minute rounds, I'm going to go Seniesa Estrada by knockout. Yeah.
Knockout.
Because they're not used to that. To top it off.
What do we say? Everybody said knockout.
Knockout, stoppage. all of
Estrada?
us. Yeah, Estrada, all of us.
Ow! I'm gonna be the lone wolf on this one, guys. Here we go.
Decision.
I'm gonna go with they draw. I think they're gonna have. I'm gonna go with the trilogy, guys. They're gonna really milk this
First
fight.
the second.
No,
fight, we're killing
bro.
it.
I think they're gonna do this. I think they're gonna get a draw on this one.
Normally that comes first.
They're gonna go to Texas and they're gonna come back to Cali. So I think we're gonna get a draw on this one. Expect a draw, guys. Put that money on that. It should be paying a lot. All right, let's go to Ryan Garcia, the co-main event. Ryan Garcia versus Romero Duno. What do we got on that one, man?
I think Ryan's going to be too fast for him, too strong. I think with editing, and also he's going to teach him a couple how to how to do when in a pressure fight or when in the inside. So I got Ryan Garcia. I'm going to go by he's going to stop him in the 9th or 10th round. Okay.
Sean, go.
Ryan Garcia, unanimous decision.
Ooh. I saw you, bro. I saw you flinch right now.
Damn, it is a hard one though because
Ryan, 5th round, stoppage.
whoa,
Wow.
So he's going
I
with
think
early,
early.
Yeah.
I think he's going to catch him early and knock him out early.
and
Wow.
if he can, that's when you had to start getting nervous.
Yeah.
That's when it turns into unanimous decision.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quick. Duno's tough, a hell of a boxer. Or not, I shouldn't say boxer. He's tough. He's got a heavy hitter, but
He's open.
he's open. I just think he's going to get caught. Ryan's too fast, and I think moving up to 35, he's going to carry some extra power with him. 5th round, Ryan.
On this fight, I'm very, very. I'm pulling from both sides. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think has Duno ever been dropped? No, right? No. So it could if it's gonna be a TKO or if it's gonna be a knockdown, it's gonna be something quick. It should be in the first 5 rounds. If not, it's gonna go to decision. And this is where I'm battling. And for some reason, bro, and I'm not being biased, guys, or anything. I think Ryan wants to make a statement, and I think it's gonna be a TKO. I'm not gonna say what round, but it's gonna be early in the fight because he wants to make that statement.
That's
So
his best
I don't
time
know.
to catch him,
This
right?
is the best time to catch him. So the first rounds, the first 5 rounds, I'm not gonna say what round, but I don't know why I see that happening. But it's just me saying it, man. That's my opinion, guys. I mean, I'm rooting for both guys. I really love both guys. I really like them. But I think there's something there.
Right
Okay.
there.
So let's go to the main event, guys. Let's go to Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev. Crusher. The Crusher. Give me that one, man.
I think that really risky fight for Canelo, but I think the key for Canelo is to use his defense, his head movement, his speed, go to the body. I think the older Kovalev is eventually going to wear down. The only prediction I could make it's by stoppage because I don't see this fight going all 12. Because if it goes all 12, then I think it favors Kovalev. So I have to go Canelo 8 to 10th round stoppage TKO. The corner will stop it because Kovalev is tough. So I'll say the corner will throw in the towel. But I might be completely wrong. Then Kovalev knocks Canelo out, and I won't be shocked.
I got Canelo majority decision, controversial, and Canelo getting dropped.
Oh!
So they can run it back.
Damn! Anthony with that curveball.
Canelo's going to stop him in like 9 rounds.
Oh, yeah, 9 rounds.
I just don't think he can afford to have the lull that he normally has against fighters. You mentioned it earlier that 7th to 11th round lull that he kind of goes through, or 7th to 9th round lull.
Just a little break.
That break, he's not going to be afforded that break with someone with the skill level of Canelo.
Okay, so Ruben Cuellar says, I see a draw in this one. Man, Ruben, you're like stacks today.
Is Ruben Filipino?
Yeah, he is.
He is Filipino. I thought you were Mexican.
All right.
He looked. Well, I wasn't sure.
All right. On this main event, man.
Stacks is Michael.
Why? What?
Take my.
Oh,
man.
I think about that every week.
Yeah. Woo! Jose. Hey. All right. So here we go, man.
I can come join my homies right here.
Oh!
All good.
Here we go. Let me go to this one. Canelo Kovalev. Here we go.
Don't say draw, dude.
No, I'm not gonna go draw. I'm not gonna go draw.
He's hit the draws though.
Yeah.
I was like,
Here we go.
Did you hit draw on Triple G?
No.
No. Yeah, no, I think I did, right? I said draw the first one.
No, I think you had a draw on the
First one.
on the Franco.
You said it?
Yeah, I did. All right, here we go, man. People are thinking I'm drinking Fireball. I'm not drinking Fireball today. Here we
Fireball's
go.
jogging.
You guys want me to get out borracho, but I'm gonna give you guys my prediction. Bet the house on it, guys. I think some of you guys need a casa. Go with the unanimous decision for Canelo. They're gonna go decision, guys. I think Kovalev is too big. I think Kovalev is gonna be hurt during the fight, but sometimes I feel Canelo pulls off his punches. So I think we're gonna get a unanimous decision. Canelo's gonna get that belt, and Canelo's not gonna stay at the 175. Bet the house on that, man. And go.
No, Canelo does do that. If he feels he's winning the fight, he'll just he'll coast through the fight, kind of like a Mayweather type-ish.
Yeah, don't take unnecessary risk. Yeah.
Exactly.
And here we go, guys. For all you MMA fighters, I never do it at the boxing rundown, but I'm gonna throw it in because there's an MMA event going on this weekend. I'm gonna say it right now. And
What are you guys gonna watch
This weekend, yeah, that's right.
Okay, wait.
It is this
all right,
weekend.
I'm gonna tell you guys this. What are you guys gonna watch? Are you guys gonna watch Canelo versus Crusher, or are you guys gonna watch Diaz versus Masvidal? Let me know right now. But I'm gonna also make the predictions for that one, guys. I threw you guys a curveball right now. So Nate Diaz versus Masvidal.
Look, I'm a casual fan when it comes to MMA. Okay, but just giving an educated guess here or a prediction. I think that
it's more like an educated guess. Fucker.
Well, prediction. I just don't think that Masvidal's gonna be able to hurt Nate Diaz. I mean, if Conor McGregor couldn't knock him out. And I think he has like 2 knockout losses. I think if this goes to the floor, I think Nate Diaz has the advantage. I think that is what's going to happen. I got Nate Diaz by whatever it's called in MMA. I think he'll lock him into something.
Submission?
By submission. There you go.
So Nate Diaz by submission?
By submission. Whatever it's
called. All right, bro. It's called rape, my boy.
It's called rape.
Yeah, lock him up, right?
Put his finger in his butt.
Okay. What do we got on that one, man? I'm throwing you on MMA right now. Come on, man. Just give me a prediction, Nate or Masvidal.
Nate be repping Stockton too much, so I'm gonna go with the other guy.
Masvidal.
Cubano?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
A lot of people are going with Masvidal, bro.
Mess with all those guys from up north.
All right. Give me a prediction.
All right, don't bet the house on this one because my shirt says it all. It's just boxing over here. I don't know anything about MMA. But I've heard of Nate Diaz, and I think I've even seen him fight once or twice. So I'm just gonna pick the name.
Nate Diaz. He's going with Nate Diaz. And you know what? I think this is a full house right now. Oh, no, except for you're the lone wolf on this one. But I think we're all going with Nate Diaz because he's my boy from Stockton. I do know them. I know the Diaz camp. So I'm going to rep up Nate Diaz. All right?
You don't get it.
He doesn't get it.
Oh. No, bro, I am going with Nate Diaz. You guys are horrible, bro. Why are you guys showing me that junk?
That's junk.
It's funny.
All right. Final. I'm gonna give a hat or a shirt. You guys pick. You guys DM me or DM the boxing rundown and
slide in the DM.
So, slide into the DMs.
Don't give this guy drinks anymore, man.
No. Wait, what's going on, man?
No, this guy.
This guy. Yeah, he got
only 2 beers.
I'm playing cards right now.
All right. You know what though? I like what Jaime Cosecho says. After party is gonna be at Oscar de la Hoya's hotel room, the suite. I am invited, guys. So if you guys if you guys are in Vegas, hit me up. I will put you guys in that room.
Oh no, he's not.
Dude.
All right, cabrones, ando bravo.
Can you take a fist, bro?
Oh, ando bravo, bro. Those are all allegations, my man.
No, just
they're allegations.
No.
All right.
How about kitchen utensils? No.
All right.
I seen the pictures.
Who was doing a lot of comments today? Give me somebody.
Okay.
Cindy, pick somebody.
Costecho.
I'm gonna let
How about
Stag.
Costecho? Come on, bro. Costecho's always. Let her
pick somebody.
Pick somebody.
Anybody but Jose Valadez.
Okay, but no, give me one. Ruben.
Cuellar.
Where's it?
But Ruben Cuellar already.
Oh, Ruben Cuellar. No, we haven't given him one.
Okay, then Ruben.
Ruben Cuellar, you beer buying SOB. You're gonna be getting a shirt or a hat. You hit me up. You got my number, bro. Hit me up. I got you, bro.
Or a fist.
Or Stack says you're gonna get the fist. All right, guys. Finally, don't forget. Always follow us every Monday. The boxing run at 7 o'clock. It was a pleasure having you guys. I already committed Sean to come back. We're gonna be talking about the Just Boxing cause. I really believe in it, so I wanna bring you guys back on and talk about that.
When you guys gonna come to our show?
Let me know when, bro. Lock us up right now, bro. I locked him up already.
Sean, lock it up.
Of course. You guys are welcome anytime.
Sean?
Anytime.
Yeah, handcuffed them already. All right. So what I'm saying is, don't forget, guys. Every Sunday at
2 p.m.
Just Boxing Live. Make sure you guys check them out, guys. Thank you very much for being here. See you guys all next week. All right. Bye bye.